Just what John has done with his business is such an amazing thing that, single-handedly he's created this business, and I think that is a very American kind of a thing. I mean, it's sort of what you're supposed to be able to do.
That may be at the point in time where I became interested in art, and realizing that I actually could buy a painting. I walked into the gallery and saw Mark's paintings for the first time and just was completely knocked out.
Mark's work definitely stood out in that particular exhibition.
I ended up buying one. It was the first painting that he sold in the first show that he ever had.
When we were children, that's when our visual vocabulary came together. That's when we formed all our archetypes in our head of what the world is about. And those children's books that we looked at as kids really formed our vision of the world. And so I think that's why I kind of come back to that.
I asked Mary Karnowski if she would please give me Mark's number.
I think John mentioned wanting to talk to him either about a project, a commission painting.
She gave me his number, and I contacted Mark. We became friends. We became friends very quickly.
And from it came some really great collaborative projects, some really great paintings.
I had this idea to do a takeoff on Satanic Majesty's Request. And I had the name Sympathetic Majesty's Request in my mind for years. I wanted to be in it. Number one, Mark didn't really want to do real specific people other than myself. So he took the Brian Jones figure, but put a big bunny head. He put Christ, he put the devil. Oh, and the girl became a keen girl. I gave him very specific things to include. It has a lot of very, very personal things in there. And there's an image of my mother on a big cootie bug, And, the cats, he's done like 13 cats in the painting. One of the most dense paintings that Mark has done.
It's just a classic painting motif to have this, reclining nude. It's a very slow, time-consuming process, and it's like meditating. The initial conceptual part of it is a little different, but then once you start executing, there's just hundreds of hours of just sitting and painting, and you can just kind of zone out and go off into work for hours and hours, days and days.
Cecilia is the patron saint of musicians.
You just have to say anytime you do.
I saw this when it was maybe, a quarter of the way completed. And I just said, I want it, you know, I want it.
This painting I had in the works for a while. A lot of people think that's Christina Ricci because I have used her in several paintings, and it's not. It just kind of looks like her.
The Snow White painting that John bought has a bunny, and that was a major element in the painting. It took me a really long time to figure out what that was, and it went through a lot of different variations.
It's a big part of my creative process is finding really inspirational objects. And I had several different versions of this with different characters over there in the drawing stages, and then even once I started painting it, I had painted in, totally finished off a few different characters, but nothing seemed quite right. And there was one day at the swap meet right here in Pasadena, I was just walking along and I saw that bunny just there on the ground with a bunch of stuff, and it was like a ray of light shone down, and I just knew that's what had to be there.
Any way you like it, any way you choose.
My favorite thing in the world is this painting that I own.
You just have